So, welcome back to another driveway. Today we're going to tackle a little more of the build up on this P30. We're currently welding up a couple pieces to help us with that project. So, let's just take a step back and see what exactly I'm trying to do here. Alright, so there is a lot of work to get done on this big beast. I spent a lot of time today machining out these little rings of DOM, and we'll show you how that works with that piece I was welding up earlier in just a little bit. But for now, we got this section of 2x3 120 wall square tube, rectangle tube, set up on top of our brackets to start in on making our bumper. So what we're also going to integrate into it is the receiver, which is this big old beastie. Yank this out of the old bumper so we can cut a hole in this big 1/4-inch plate, slide that through. The top of the receiver will then touch the bottom of that bumper piece. We can weld that all in together, and then we can work on zapping that to these side brackets. So, I guess we need to get the plasma cutter out, slice that hole in there for the receiver, and then hopefully we can move on quickly to other things here today. Okay. Alright, so back inside, we got this guy starting to fit into place. Alright, so the bumper is shaping up pretty nice. Receiver's in there halfway decent. We'll still have to finish weld some of this stuff a little bit later, but at least getting some splicing going on. Now the idea that we're going to try to pull off is we're going to have foldable ramps. So we need the pivot point to be yay high. So that is essentially what this thing was that I was welding at the beginning. This is just the reinforcement plate. We're pretty much just gonna strap onto the bumper right about there. This will give us an anchor point. So then we'll have a spot for the ramps to tilt up and tilt down. So that was pretty much the lightest way that I could think of doing it, is a couple of angles on the side and a piece of 1/8 inch. So all I have to do is make another one of those pieces and we can get zapping this thing together. So I guess I will make another one of those and we can see how this starts to shape up. Alright, so we got the bumper laid out. We got these little wing section pieces that we're got to zap on here. We'll hit that real quick, reinforce some of the other welds, and we can throw it back on there and zap it to the C channel. And then we can pop all the main C channel off, finish weld it all, and we should be good to go. So, I guess we just grab the welder and start zapping here. Alright, so we got it tucked in on the other side. I just want to flip it over and hit these corners so it doesn't bend away. Alright, so a quick blast with some paint. And we've got our bumper section ready to jam back up on there. So I'm pretty much just jamming it on. So I'm gonna throw that on there so we don't have to watch me struggle with it, and then we'll be able to close up the day and move on to the second part of the project on a different episode. So let me just go jam that on there and we'll be done for the day. Alright, so there we go. Got our new bumper set up in here. It did get a little bit of a bow from putting so much heat along this plate, but it doesn't appear to be causing any troubles, and there's enough slop in the joints that I'm going to make that will make it work quite well. What we're actually going to make is, instead of having just one hinge down, it's going to have a fold right in the middle. So that's why we have these two sections. So they're a fold flat among themselves and up against the wall, and they'll come out almost 12 foot. And then the plan is we'll put some sort of anchor piece down here, possibly even just the bumper itself, depending on how things work. We could just lay the bumper on the ground with the airbags in the back, which will bring us that much closer to the ground and that much smaller of an angle so we can fit a race car up in here. So that is pretty much the concept. So we'll pretty much have to leave it here. We will pick it up again in a few more days for another episode where we weld up these ramps and actually get to see how they lift and fold. So that'll be interesting and kind of an exciting moment. So I guess until that time, make sure you subscribe, like, and all that type of stuff, and hopefully we'll find something else that more people enjoy and you can all watch that too. So anyways, until that time, I'll just say see you later.